All of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks.
The legendary, Angel Reese, there's no world where Angel Reese is remotely the player that Candace Parker is. No world.
Candace Parker just rocked the WNBA world by calling Angel Reese a C-tier player in her rankings, sparking outrage from Reese's fans. But what exactly does Parker see that others are missing? Is Reese really overrated, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? Stick around as we break down the shocking revelations about Reese's game and why Parker's ranking might actually make sense. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
And again, by the way, she was not critical of Angel Reese. She wasn't. I've been critical of Angel Reese.
I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year.
Imagine waking up to find out one of the greatest WNBA legends just put you in the C tier. That's the reality Angel Reese faced when Candace Parker laid out her brutally honest rankings. And if you think Reese's fans were going to sit quietly about it, think again. They hit social media hard, calling Parker out for being unfair to a player they see as one of the brightest young stars in the league right now. But Parker didn't just throw out rankings for shock value. She broke down her system. It's not about who can put up numbers. It's about who can carry a team, make the teammates around them better, and consistently serve as the engine for their squad. Reese, according to Parker, she just doesn't check enough of those boxes yet. Parker made it clear too, it's not personal. She praised Reese's talent and work ethic, but drew attention to the bigger picture.
Let's start here. I'm at the top of the scouting report. Hell, I thought this was fake, till I looked up and saw Yahoo Sports posted it.
Nafisa Collier, she's up there with top tier with Asia. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball, pump fake, she's gonna make you choose wrong.
How much of her impact is really leading to wins versus just looking good on the box score? Now here's where things really get interesting. Caitlin Clark, who's often compared to Reese because they've been hyped up as the future faces of women's basketball, easily landed in Parker's A tier. What's the difference? Clark isn't just putting up numbers. Her entire team's offensive style revolves around her. She's breaking down defenses, creating space for shooters, and essentially running the show every single night. Reese, on the other hand, is putting up her double-doubles, but her team, the Chicago Sky, is still struggling to find consistency. It's a tough pill to swallow for her fans, especially with how much media attention plays up Reese as the next big thing. Parker wasn't done either. She dropped a sharp distinction between role players and franchise cornerstones. In her eyes, Reese sits in the former category, for now. This contrast between the media-built superstar image and what's actually happening on the court has sparked a heated debate. So, what do Reese's stats actually reveal? Are they all hype, or are critics missing something deeper?
I know you guys are gonna say I'm biased because I'm putting all fours at the S, but the fours run the league. Don't ever forget that.
You find yourself today under attack by Angel Reese fans because they think you didn't appropriately praise Angel Reese enough in an interview with Keyshawn Johnson and Cheryl Miller.
Let's break it down. All right, here's where things get real. Angel Reese's double-doubles might sound unstoppable at first glance, but when you dig deeper, those flashy numbers start telling a different story. This brings us to a term basketball fans know all too well: empty stats. That's when a player's numbers look incredible on paper, but they don't actually translate to making their team better. And for Reese, it's getting harder to ignore how often this label gets thrown her way. Take one of her more infamous games this season, the matchup against the Minnesota Lynx. Reese finished with a double-double, sure, but she also logged 9 turnovers. 9. That's 9 possessions handed over to the other team, and if you watched the game, you saw a mix of awkward traveling calls, forced passes straight into defenders, and a few moments where she just seemed out of sync with the rest of the squad.
Is Caitlin Clark a freaking baller? Yeah. Is she a generational player? Is she fun to watch? 100%.
Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years.
Those turnovers killed Chicago's momentum at critical points, especially in the second half, where Reese's mistakes stood out more than her rebounds. Here's the kicker. Opposing coaches noticed. Teams started tweaking their defensive schemes to target Reese, using trap defenses and double teams to force her into bad decisions. And it worked. In multiple games, you could see moments where Reese panicked at midcourt or struggled to make a clean outlet pass under pressure, breaking the flow of Chicago's plays. Even when she's grabbing boards and piling up stats, you can't ignore the impact when everything else falls apart because of poor decisions. But the numbers don't lie, and not in the way Reese fans might hope. Advanced analytics suggest the Sky actually play more efficiently when Reese is on the bench.
Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option.
You've had 3 good games in a row, and you're at the top of what scouting report? For what team?
With her off the floor, the team moves the ball cleaner, turnovers drop, and they look like a more cohesive group. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you see her hyped as the team's key building block. This brings us back to what Candace Parker said. It's not just about piling up stats. True stars elevate the players around them and lead their team to wins, qualities we're clearly seeing from someone like Caitlin Clark. So, if it's not Reese, who's stepping into that role for the Sky and the league? Candace Parker's criticism wasn't just about dragging Angel Reese down, it was a challenge. Her ranking spotlighted what separates good players from great ones, the ability to lead a team, not just shine individually. For Reese, this means addressing key flaws like decision-making under pressure and finding ways to elevate the Sky's performance. Fans need to start asking for more than stat-heavy box scores. Highlight reels are fun, but real greatness comes from shifting the game itself, like Caitlin Clark has. If Reese can rise to that level, it won't just silence critics, it'll redefine what we expect from future stars.